Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to make your subjects pop in your photos. This is going to be a pretty quick tutorial. If you're wondering why I'm wearing a jacket, it's because I'm sick and I'm absolutely freezing. Ooh. So the way we do this in photography, or how I've done it at least, is by using selective tools and changing your exposure. What I'm really doing is using the exposure to draw your eyes to the subject, and that makes it stand out a little more. The first I'm going to show you is the radial tool. The second one is using vignettes, and the third is going to be just using gradients. The first method I'll show you is a radial tool. This works really well by basically being a vignette without darkening any parts of your photo. It's pretty simple. You go over here, you select it, and usually I'll draw it around like this. I usually don't select the whole body because this gradient's out and you want it to kind of stay centered for the most part, but it doesn't have to be right on. I'll select invert, and this makes it so that the edit goes inside the circle, and then usually I'll just bump up the exposure just a little bit. It's one of those small things, but it makes a huge difference. So you see the before, after. She pops just a little more, and it brings more attention to her face than like the rest of the photo. She's a little darker in this area right here. Having that brighten her up makes it look a lot better, and you draw attention to her face. This basically kind of works like a vignette, but not actually. Which brings me into my next one, the actual vignettes. This darkens the outside of your photos and draws attention to the center. This is really good if your subject is already in the middle of the photo, because the way these lines go in is it just darkens the outside to bring your eyes towards the center. This doesn't really work though if you're using like rule of thirds. It can darken part of your photo, the part of the subject. That's when I would use the radial tool, and I would just move that over. That way you don't have to worry about it. Same tool I'm using is I'm teaching about how the vignette works. Basically, all it does is it darkens the corners around here to draw attention towards the center. The big thing about vignettes is you should make it look so you can't even notice they're there. It sounds weird, but basically when you put it on there, if you look around and then you look back, you shouldn't be able to like really notice that you put a vignette on it. That's probably one of the biggest mistakes I see beginners do, is by overloading the vignettes on their photos. And you can dial these up pretty high. I keep mine to like 10 to 20 for most of my photos, depending on what it looks like. And you can feather it in to lessen the effect of it too if you still want to use a higher vignette on those. There's without and with, and it's like one of those things, it's such a small thing, but it makes such a difference. But that makes the sparkler pop just a little bit more, which is really nice. The third method is the gradient tool. The way I would use the gradient tool would be to draw your eyes away from something, usually the bottom, like in this photo. There's a lot going on in this photo, and I want to draw attention away from like the bottom to make it so you see their faces. So I'll use the gradient tool and I'll bring it up from the bottom here in order to make sure the tension's in the right spot. Alright everyone, just to review, the three tools I taught today are the radial tool, the vignette tool, and the gradient tool. Hopefully you can use these tools to the best of your ability and make your subjects really pop. Alright guys, thank you for watching. If you liked what you saw, like and subscribe obviously, that really means a lot and help me out. If you want to see some of my work I usually do, you can look at my Instagram, I'll put a link down below. Take care. Peace.